Hey, it's Kirsty. And, this Sean, Davey, and Lady T situation just got way messier. Because now the screenshots are out there, the internet detectives are zooming in, and, honestly, the story being told publicly is not matching the energy in those messages at all. Now, before we get into this, let me say this straight away. This is commentary based on screenshots and conversations currently being shared online. Everybody involved has their own side, their own emotions, and their own version of events. But people are reacting very strongly to what they're seeing, and honestly, I can see why. Because if you watched my last video, I already said something about this dynamic felt off to me. I said it felt like Lady T was being emotionally pulled in, and now people think these screenshots might explain exactly why. And let me tell you, these messages are not giving casual friendship, not even close. We're talking future planning, constant affection, sexual conversations, living arrangement discussions, emotional dependency, and allegedly even conversations about life insurance together. Like, excuse me, what? Apparently, according to the screenshots being shared, Sean was discussing Lady T potentially living with him, his husband, and his partner, yes, allegedly wanting her involved in a whole thruple dynamic. Now listen, adults can live however they choose. That part is their business. But the internet isn't reacting to the lifestyle part. They're reacting to what looks like emotional manipulation surrounding it. Because people are saying this follows a very specific pattern. Love bombing, future faking, making somebody feel special, creating emotional attachment fast, then flipping the script once things go wrong. And honestly, the screenshots DO show a very emotionally intense connection from both sides. This was not giving random obsessed fan. The messages show constant communication, emotional closeness, flirting, reassurance, planning, and attachment building. One screenshot literally has Sean calling her baby, talking about her coming to stay, discussing timing around trips, and acting excited about seeing her. Another has them talking about spacing energy between women, which made the internet collectively go, oh, this was deeper than people thought. And then you've got the I'm listening to you on YouTube right now messages, the emotional check-ins, the praise, the sexual energy. All of it paints a picture of somebody being emotionally reeled in over time. But here's where the mood changes hard. Because once things allegedly started falling apart, the tone of the messages became completely different. Suddenly it turns into insults, anger, gaslighting accusations, sexual humiliation comments. You only wanted content. You're lying. And aggressive attempts to flip blame. That emotional switch-up is exactly why people online are using the phrase love bombing. Because when somebody goes from, you're special, baby, come live with us, to, you're weird, you're lying, you used me, people start questioning whether the original affection was genuine or strategic. And this is the part Sean seems to be struggling with publicly right now. Because instead of the screenshots making Lady T look delusional or obsessive, they actually seem to support the idea that there was a very real emotional connection happening behind the scenes. That's why the internet isn't fully buying the she made everything up narrative. And apparently this may not even be the first time his name has been attached to this kind of situation, because now other women, like Sunni and Niesha, are also being mentioned in discussions online. Again, these are allegations and internet conversations, not proven facts, but when multiple names start surfacing around similar behavior patterns, the audience starts connecting dots fast. Now, let's talk about the life insurance conversation for a second. Because baby, that's the part that made people pause the video and rewind. Because according to the screenshots being discussed, there were conversations involving life insurance planning together. And I'm sorry, but for most viewers, hearing that alongside moving in together, relationship talk, and thruple discussions is going to sound extremely intense for an online relationship dynamic. And honestly, this whole thing feels less like YouTube drama and more like a conversation about emotional vulnerability online. Because people in these spaces get attached fast. Some people are lonely. Some people are emotionally vulnerable. Some people are looking for connection. And if somebody knows how to make people feel wanted, chosen, special, protected, or desired, that emotional attachment can become very real, very quickly. That's why situations like this spiral so badly once things break down publicly. Now, do I think both sides probably said toxic things toward the end? Absolutely. Some of those later messages are nasty on both sides. Everybody involved clearly got emotional, angry, reactive, and hurt. But the reason the internet is leaning toward Lady T right now is because the screenshots seem to contradict the public narrative being pushed afterward. And honestly, that's the danger of receipts culture online. Because once private messages hit the internet, people stop listening to explanations and start reading patterns for themselves. Right now, Sean looks like somebody trying to regain control of a narrative that's slipping away from him, while Lady T is slowly dropping more receipts piece by piece, and every new screenshot is making the audience ask even more questions. And if more women continue speaking out or sharing similar experiences, this story is not ending anytime soon. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep sipping that tea.